What's up, everybody? Welcome to Make with Jake. Today's going to be a little bit different. I wanted to do a little bit of a shop tour slash plans for the new year type of video. I started the channel back in March and I'm already up to 135 subscribers thanks to you. It is super cold out here, so let's go inside before I freeze to death. Welcome to my shop. I'm super excited about what I have planned for 2021. I've already gone ahead and scheduled out a bunch of project ideas for January through February. So hopefully what that means is I can kick out more consistent video releases for you guys so you can get those tips and tricks and get back out in the wood shop and make something awesome. As we go around the shop, you'll see that I've got a lot of disorganization and really poor use of space. And I think that's really important to point out because one of the goals of this channel is to show you better ways of doing things and my journey in getting to the point where I have what I might consider the ultimate, or at least near ultimate, shop. I also want to point out I'll be putting links in the description down below for a lot of the tools and equipment that I use. With that, let's just dive into the video. My shop is a 2-car garage, so it's about 20 by 20 feet square. I have it lit with 13 LED shop lights, so it's super freaking bright. I also have insulation in all the walls, including the garage door, and a small wall heater that barely does a good enough job at keeping up. I do have dust collection plumbed throughout. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But first, this is the back wall of my shop. This is where I have a bunch of pegboard and obviously hang a lot of tools. You'll see this in the background in most of my videos. One thing that I really want to change here as soon as possible is this disaster space. This used to be a miter saw station. It used to be a countertop that ran the full length of this wall, but it just didn't really work very well. So I got rid of the miter station and now it's a shelf for garbage. What I'll probably do is build some sort of cart system, maybe like KevBot's multi-drawer tool cart. I'll put a link to that in the description below. And I think that'll be really awesome. I've got some ideas on how to improve upon his design, so keep an eye out for that. Let's head on to the other wall here. Next up, we've got my main workbench. This used to be an outfeed table, but because I changed the layout of my shop, it didn't really work anymore. So I moved it into the new job of being my workbench. So this is definitely on the top of my list for something that needs to be redesigned and rebuilt. I also always make sure to keep the Woodworker's Notebook available. If you don't have one of these, you gotta check it out. I'll have a link in the description down below. I actually made this book. It's available on Amazon. What's really cool about it is it's all dotted paper, so really easy to write in. You can write your projects up here. And then in the front, I have some handy equations that, well, every woodworker needs and always forgets. So check that out on Amazon in the links down below. Let's move on. Next to my workbench, I've got this nice bandsaw that I found at a yard sale and painted because why not? Over here, I've got my wood storage cart. It doesn't even look like a cart anymore because it's so piled up with wood and scraps. This is definitely at the top of my list, like everything else. I want to design a new wood storage solution. I really like Jackman's wood cart, so I might build one of those, or I've got some ideas on some things I could change, so maybe I'll redesign it and make my own version. That's it. Let's go over here. Next to the wood storage, I've got the DW 735 thickness planer, a pile of tires, and my joiner. This joiner is super handy to have around. If you don't have one, don't worry about it. There's other ways to straighten out some wood, but if you can get a joiner, I highly recommend it. Once you have one, you won't know how you live without it. All right, moving on. Next to the joiner, we've got a pile of wood. I just don't have a place to put it anymore. I'm running out of space to store things. Can you tell? Back here, I've got my heater. This is just the basic wall heater, but it doesn't really keep out once it gets below 25 degrees or so Fahrenheit. And then, of course, in the middle of my shop, I've got my Grizzly G0833P hybrid table saw. This thing is awesome. I used to have a portable, like contractor style table saw. This one's like a hybrid, so it's got the cast iron top and the steel housing frame, whatever. Runs on 220. This thing's amazing. Over here we've got an outfeed table. I've got a video coming out about this maybe in 2 weeks or maybe 4 weeks or maybe 2 months. I'm not really sure, but I have a video I'm working on about how I built this outfeed table. This outfeed table is super awesome because it was really easy to build and didn't cost hardly anything to make because it's all like construction timber, but still looks really nice. I even put some black Formica on top to really kind of, dial it in. All right, that's it for here. Let's head back up over this way. The last stop on the shop tour train is the dust collection system. I've got a 1 1/2 horsepower shop vac system with the Grizzly cartridge filter on top. I do have it plumbed throughout the entire shop here with 4-inch PVC sewer pipe. I don't really know how I would survive in this shop without a dust collector. It's super handy to have. I've got a couple connections around the shop where I can plug in basically a vacuum system and clean the floors and whatnot. So I'm not tracking sawdust throughout the house all the time, just some of the time. And that is the shop tour. So if you want to make your shop as awesome as my shop will be someday, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future build videos. I try to kick out a new build video every other week or so make sure you keep an eye out for those. And with that, here's to 2021. Now get out there and make something awesome.